Hi, good day everyone. My name is Nur Tasni binti Muhammad. My metric number is 259018. I will explain about the client profile. Client name is Nik Yon, who is age 40 years old, which is expected to retire at age 60 years old, which is 20 more years. He is working as a human resource manager in a firm with a gross annual earning is RM 150,000. The nature of his job is relatively stable as he has been working in the firm for over 10 years, which can provide him a stable income. Nik wife is a housewife who solely depends on Nik financially. They have only one child, age 20 years old, who is the further studying degree in his accounting course. The statement of a net worth is divided into two parts, which are assets and liabilities. First, the asset owned by Nik can be categorized into three groups, which are cash and cash equivalents, investment asset, and personal use asset. In cash and cash equivalent asset, it includes all liquid assets such as savings account, fixed deposits, and others. Lastly, the personal use assets need individual possessions such as home and home content, jewelry, and collectible for kids and car. This asset will total out to 755,000 for Nik. On the other hand, the liabilities of Nik can be categorized into two groups, which are current liabilities and long-term liabilities. In current liabilities, it includes outstanding credit card bills, personal overdraft, and income tax payable, which will be able to pay off in a short term. Then the long-term liabilities such as residential home, loan outstanding, personal loan outstanding, higher purchase amount outstanding, family loan, and education loan will require Nik to pay off in a longer time horizon. These current and long-term liabilities will sum up to RM 755,000 as well, which is tally with the asset owned by the Nik. After computing Nik statement of the net worth, we have to look into his cash flow in order to compute his human life value. Nik's net cash flow can be computed by the adding of all the relevant inflows and deducting other outflows annually. Nevertheless, he must add the EPF earning of RM 30,000 and deduct EPF payment of RM 25,000 at the same time in his cash flow. Therefore, his current annual earning will be RM 138,000. His inflow other than working as a human resource manager included dividend income, rental income, interest income, as well as other income will be total RM 34,000, which will sum up to RM 172,000 together with his main strength of the income after EPF. However, the cash outflows such as life insurance premiums, mortgage repayment, car loan repayment, income tax, groceries, parents' allowance, utilities, children education, credit card, and other will be sum of RM 28,000. Deducting off all the cash outflows, Nik will have a surplus of RM 144,000. Human life value means the present value of all the future income that you could expect to earn from your family. Based on the Nik human life value computation, he will be required to have a life insurance with an amount of RM 429,139 ringgit.20 in order to cover the financial loss for his family if anything happens to him. This is because when he passes away, his family will be able to take some of the money to replace the income loss so they can pay out the debt and daily expenditure without financial distress. However, based on the calculation of the cash flow above, we can see that the Nik is having a surplus of RM 144,000 per year. Therefore, this amount of either surplus will be an opportunity cost for the Nik while giving out the chance of appreciate his surplus. This surplus will be able to provide Nik the ability to purchase an endorsement plan for the insurance company. This is due to the reason that the endorsement plan can be enable Nik to provide another sum of the money to his family when he passes away with the highest interest rate, rather than putting it in the current account. On the other hand, purchase insurance will enable the inheritance of the estate to his family without being taxed by the government. Nik can choose to purchase more insurance to provide better protection to his family when he passes away.
My name is Nur Atira binti Amran. My metric number is 258999. Next, I will present about some recommendation tax exemption for our client Nik Yong. When filing taxes every year, we usually have a common goal, which is to get a larger tax refund. In order to do this, you need to rely on the tax deductions and tax refund you can apply for to reduce your total income, taxable income, and taxes collected respectively. For Nik Yong situation, he can enjoy more tax exemption through special income tax relief for domestic travel expenses. He can enjoy this tax relief of up to 1,000 ringgit to pay for his travel expenses. These fees included accommodation fees at the tourist accommodation site, must be registered with the Director of the Tourism Bureau under the Tourism Industry Act of 1992, and entrance fee to tourist attractions. Next, Nik Yong can apply for a complete medical checkup for himself or wife or his children. Under this category, up to 500 of relief fund are dedicated to conducting a comprehensive medical checkup for his family. But the need to be done at the medical institution registered with the Ministry of Health with the complete checkups. Next, Nik Yong can apply for lifestyle purchases for himself or his children. Under this category are including purchasing lifestyle equipment for personal use, which is reading material such as book, magazine, or printed newspaper and etc. He can file a claim for the purchase of electronic devices such as personal computers, smartphone, or tablets. He join any gym, he can apply for his own gym membership and purchase sport equipment. Also the internet bills, but make sure the bills is under his name. He can receive a tax deduction up to 2,005 ringgit. Next, Nik Yong can open SSPN account for his children education. Saving must be on total deposit in 2020 minus total withdrawal in 2020, which is must be in the same year, and he can get up to 8,000 ringgit deduction. He can also get tax exemption for his unmarried children 18 years and older to continue their studies, and his children are currently studying an accounting degree and unmarried. He can get a tax deduction of 8,000 ringgit. Next, he can make a contribution in the Deferred Annuity Plan or PRS Private Retirement Plan, making himself eligible for a tax deduction limited to 3,000 ringgit. Next, for SOCSO, Social Security Organisation contribution, he can apply for a relief limited to 250 ringgit.
Okay, now I will continue the task 3, which is based on the person's profile. Assume the numbers he or she can obtain for retirement, and the number of years in retirement phase is also by assumption using inflation rate, using the rate of return equal to inflation, which is 6%. So our job here to calculate the fixed amount that can be withdrawn annually. So I'm going to use this formula, which is PMT equal to PV, is where the PMT, which is a fixed amount that can be withdrawn for retirement. This PV is for lump sum available for retirement. This R for interest, and for the years for in retirement phase. So next is we put out all the information. Is for the lump sum for available for retirement is RM 170,000. The number of retirement phase is 27 years, and the inflation rate is 6%. So this is a formula we're going to use. Find the fixed amount that can be withdrawn annually for retirement. So we just put it on the formula. This 170 multiplied with 6% divided by this one, and we divide again with 1.06, and we can get the fixed amount that can be used annually for retirement is 12,140 and 11 cents for the fixed amount that can be withdrawn annually for retirement.
Okay, now I would like to talk about the client available resources. The first one is EPF, which will contribute 9% for monthly salary. The second one is unit trust. Unit trust will retain assets and distribute gains to investors rather than reinvest in them. Okay, the third one is managed fund. Managed fund is combining fund from many investors into a fund that is invested and managed by a professional investment manager. Okay, the last one is fixed income secure. Fixed income secure will reflect debt from the investor to the issuer because the investment are secure and low risk. So I would like to pass to the next presenter to continue this presentation.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good day everyone. My name is Muhammad Azam bin Zainuddin and my NATIC number 265102. Okay, for my part, I have two questions, which is how to know the client risk tolerance and give the suitable investment to our client. Okay, for introduction. Since that the certain sum hazard required to meet a client budgetary objective, however, this frequently clash with the client resistance, how much hazard they are willing to require and their capacity, or how much risk they can bear to require. There's a tip to know our client name Nik Yong risk tolerant. Okay. What Nik risk tolerant? Nik Yong will adapt a different time horizon based on his investment plan. Generally, more risk can be taken if there is more time. Nik Yong, who need a certain sum of money at the end of 20 years, can take more risk and that an individual who need the same amount by end of the 5 years. Furthermore, the personal use asset needs individual possession such as home and home content, jewelry and collectible for keeping and cars. This asset will total up to 755,000. In fact, the market has shown the upward trend over the year. However, there is a consistent low in the short term. Usually, young individuals should be able to take more risk than older individuals. Young individuals have the capability to make more money making and have more time on their hand to handle market fluctuation. But Nick already 40 years old and he going to retire soon at 60 years old. Okay, Nick were the moderate type in the risk tolerance. Moderate risk investor are relatively less risk tolerant when compared to the aggressive risk investor. They take on some risk and usually set the percentage and percentage of losses they can handle. They balance in their investment between risky and safe asset classes. With the moderate approach, they learn lesser and then aggressive investor when the market goes well, but does not suffer huge loss when the market falls. This is because Nick already have an asset about 755,000 and his current net annual earning about 1,138,000. Okay. Okay. For the next question, for the question number 7, recommend the suitable investment for our client, which is Nick Yong. Okay. Okay. Retirement saving plan, CSS, may be the first choice of Nick and a must-have item in their investment portfolio. As the name suggested, this plan is only available to the senior citizen or prospective retiree, or the bank is for people over the 60 years old, early retirement only in SCSS within 3 months after receiving the pension fund. Okay, the term of SCSS is 5 years, which is to be extended by the 3 years after the plan expired. This is because Nick risk profile was a medium risk, so it will be more easier to gain any profit in this investment. Thus, Nick also really overreact to the unexpected adverse and financial news and depends on not. Okay. Next, Nick also can invest in tax-free bond. Tax-free bond that are not currently available in the primary market can also be added to the portfolio of retiree. Retiree should consider several points before investing in tax-free bond. First, they are long-term investment with maturity of 10, 5, 15, and 20 years. Only they invest when they will not need to for a long time. Second, interest in the is not taxes. So is that without holding so there is not withholding tax compared to the bond with that also taxable investment option. Effective return for the last 2 tax exemption bond issuance and for favorable, especially for the high tax investor. Okay, I think that's all for my part. I think this is enough. Thank you.
Okay, now I would like to talk about the importance of estate planning. Okay, the first one is protect the family health. So if the parents do the estate planning, their property will directly goes to their health. Okay, the second one is protect young children for continue their life. If the parents that have young children do this estate planning, their children future will be guaranteed. Okay. The next one is save their health from a large tax bills. Okay, this means that if the parents do this estate planning, the properties will be diversified accordingly to the health, and the amount of income tax will be reduced. So the health will pay the small amount the tax bill. Okay, the last one is eliminate family mess. So if the parents do the estate planning, the family issue will be solved. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.